I sound weird to myself, but I know I sound normal to you guys. But I'm back after not posting last weekend because it was busy. It was my birthday weekend, and I really didn't. I was exhausted, so I didn't post anything. But now I'm back, and I am in California on my way back to Washington. And actually, right there is, I think that's Mount Shasta over there. But yep. So I was in LA for my brother's weekend, or my brother's wedding this weekend, and now we're headed back home. And we have about like a 9-hour drive left, and I am pooped. I totally forgot to. I sound like a robot right now, but let's see how I'm feeling right now. Physically, I'm tired, but overall, I am content, and I say that because this past weekend it was just really beautiful, and I got to see my brother get married, and I got to see some of my family, and it was just a really beautiful weekend. And leading up to it, this whole month, I feel like I've just been on go mode because there's been so much to do this month, and I really was just like checking things off the list and not really, no, I was enjoying this month, but honestly, it's just felt like a very busy month, and it's not even over yet. But once it's over, I'm just gonna look back and think like, wow, all that stuff happened in May. But I want to kind of talk about just how beautiful this weekend was. I know I just said that, but it honestly just it just revitalized me, I guess. And the week like leading up to it was like really busy. I was trying to get a lot of work done, and I was trying to make sure that like all my sub plans were planned out, and just so I could just, you know, focus and focus and you know, work on getting ready to come down here, because we drove we're driving both ways, obviously, but the ride down here was I just kept getting like psyched out, because every time I would say, oh, I'm driving to, or if I told people where I was going, I felt like a lot of people were like, oh my god, that's gonna be a terrible drive. And I started to like really hate hearing that, because like I had never driven that long by myself, or I've never driven more than like, let's say 4 hours, or I've never driven longer than 4 hours. So just the thought of like splitting the trip, the 18-hour trip between my boyfriend and I, just was starting to get, it was starting to stress me out. Every time people would say like, oh my god, what are you gonna do? And I'm like, drive. I'm gonna drive. So I would try to like block out people's like not negative, but like, you know, their worries about, you know, a long ass road trip. But honestly, since we left for the trip, this has been quite like a journey. And I say that because I haven't driven back to California in the past 2 years, or the last time I went was 2 years ago, and that road trip was interesting to say the least. But now it's 2 years later, and coming back and driving this this route was just, honestly, it was like a it was very I'm gonna say it was like a spiritual journey, or a spiritual trip for me, because I don't know, I just feel so connected to California, and I can feel so connected to my family, and California is my roots. So it was just so nice. Like once we stopped at a rest stop coming down from Washington, and we stopped in California, I touched the grass and I like almost started crying, because I was like, oh my gosh, I'm back on California soil and I can touch it, and this time feels different, and it doesn't feel, you know, like stressful. It feels like we're going to celebrate, we're going to you know, start a new chapter, and I say that because I feel like this trip has honestly made me closer to my brother, at least, and just seeing him, you know, celebrate a new chapter in his life has like really made me happy, and I can't wait to, you know, spend more time with him, and spend more time getting to know his wife, my now sister-in-law. That sounds so interesting to say, but I just inherited a sister-in-law, and I can't wait to see, like, you know, how this pans out for everybody. But I mean, I feel like around this same time, like all of last week, pretty much all this month, I feel like the universe has been talking to me in different ways, shapes, and forms. Like I see like different signs from the universe. I see like different messages that keep popping up. I keep talking about like some of the things, or I mean just things that the universe is just saying that everything is like coming together for you. And this is a period of what is it, a period of like, I'm just gonna say a period of good luck and good fortune, and this just feels so I don't know, this trip has just really been like a happy trip. And man, I love California, but I would not move back here just because it's so like freaking dry. And I just remember when I moved to Washington, just being so mesmerized about like how green it was. And like even right now, like look at this grass, like this is all you see for like quite some time, like unless you go to like, I don't know, so like the redwoods or something, and it's lush and green. But it's so dry, and it's so like, you don't really see this in Washington unless you're on like, or in eastern Washington. And you know, I love Washington for how green it is, and I love how it just feels so different. Like when I was down in LA, we were staying in Pasadena, I just kept noticing like when we would drive through like, you know, downtown LA or like all that area, just like how crowded it felt, and how like just it was way too stimulating. That's what I would say, just because of all of the different advertisements. And that was the last time I had gone to Southern California was when I was 18, and I went to Hollywood. And it's funny how everybody like thinks Hollywood is like super glamorous and everything, but it's not. It's a little janky, it's a little dirty, and it kind of just reminded me of how that trip when I was 18, like just reiterated like what I already felt about like Southern California. Me personally, I think that, and I've said this multiple times to different people, but and anybody knows this, there's a huge difference between the culture in Southern California and the culture in Northern California. And I way prefer the culture in Northern California because it's just so like, it's just calmer. And in LA, it's just like too much stimulation. And I'm personally from Northern California, so like I've always had an interesting connotation of people from Southern California. So just being down there again was just interesting. But honestly, we found a really cool, so my brother lives in Pasadena, and we found a place like a little bit outside of Pasadena. And I was telling my boyfriend I can't tell anybody the name of it because that's going to be like our little town that we go to once we when we come back to LA. And it's like LA, like I said, it's overstimulating, but this little town that we were in was like so quaint, so quiet, so cute, so small town, and just like a different pace, honestly, and it was so cute. So that was just a nice little time. And I don't know, this trip just has been really good, and I'm just I can't wait to honestly, I can't wait to journal about it, because it was really just along the way, just things just kept popping up about like how I don't know, just memories, and just being, you know, a kid in California, and then also just coming back as an adult has been really cool to see. And now I'm just like, it's not like I'm going on road trips with my family, which is how, like, when we used to live in California, we used to take road trips everywhere. So just starting like this, like traditions now on my own, I'm looking forward to that, because, oh my goodness, like, even I just went to the Olive Pit. I don't know if you can see that back, but that's like an iconic ass little pit stop on the way back to Washington, or coming from Washington to California. Like, as a family, that was always like our little, if we like were going back to Washington, we always had to stop at the Olive Pit. And actually, I'll do like a little haul of what I got. Let's see. Here's the bag. And so I got these for my dad. You can't see, but I called my dad, and I wanted to originally like surprise him with these, because he kept saying like, oh, I need to make an online order of the Olive Pit, because I guess I just found out that they ship to places like with a flat rate, I guess. I don't know how much that flat rate is, but I think it's reasonable. But I wanted to surprise my dad and be like, oh, you know, we didn't have time to stop at the Olive Pit, and then just say like, oh, but just kidding, we got you something. But anyways, he wanted specifically, my dad really likes salty stuff. Like, for example, like if we go to an Indian restaurant, he loves like the pickles, like it's like mango pickles or something pickles, and I tried them and they're so salty. But anyways, that just reminds me of this. He was like, oh my gosh, I told him I was going today, and he was like, oh my gosh, can you get the dried black olives for me? And these, I mean, I don't remember the last time I had these, but he loves these, so I had to get those. And I got some pickled garlic. If you have never had pickled garlic, this is a life changer. Like, this shit is so good. And then, let's see. If you know what a muffalata is, this is gonna be like a game changer too. Let's see, how would you describe it? A muffalata. Let's see. It's like this dope ass sandwich, pretty much, and I think it definitely originates from New Orleans, and that's where my boyfriend's from. So we're gonna make some muffalata sandwiches. When I worked in like the food service at college. I just remember us making, like, the first time I had a muffalata was in the food truck that I worked in college, and oh my god, ever since I had that, like, it was life changing. If you don't know what it is, look it up, and maybe try making it. I don't know. And then lastly, I got this for my friend Leah. I don't think she watches my videos, but if you do, hey Leah, just know that the next time I see you, I'm giving you these. But it's so funny. I just remember Leah always coming over, and we always had like some crazy ass like olives in our fridge. She tried, like, every time she would come over, she would always try to eat like the spicy stuff that we had, and like habaneros, or like we have this stuff called African birdseed. She always, every time we had dinner or something, she always wanted the spicy stuff to like go on her food. And it's just so funny. But they have these ones called the Turkish stuffed, or the Turkish pepper stuffed olives, but I didn't see that there. But I got her the habanero stuffed olives, just because memories, and just, you know, she's definitely gonna love that. But that's the little haul. I think that was it. But yeah, so little things like that. And honestly, also sharing this experience with my boyfriend, who's never been, or, you know, down to California except for like once. But I don't know, this journey has been really beautiful and honestly just transformative. And it's funny I say transformative because another sign that the universe has been giving me is, one, I keep seeing hummingbirds. And I looked up like what that means, and it just means that you, whatever you've like kind of journeyed through, just know that like you're gonna be good. So that's beautiful. And then also, you guys know how I do the like weekly card pulls. I obviously don't have one right now because I'm not home, but I'm gonna make up one. And the one that I'm gonna make up is, and what the universe keeps showing me is that you create your own reality. Like whatever the thoughts that are in your head, they will come to fruition. I think that's the word, how you say it, but you create your own reality, and I have seen that in many ways, shapes and forms. So that's my affirmation for this week going ahead. And then I just there's only 3 more weeks of school left. My lips are hella chapped, but 3 more weeks of school, it's gonna fly by. And I just, the rest of this month, I just want it to be, I just want the rest of this month to be like, you know, cool, calm, and collected. And I think I mentioned this at before even May even started, that the flow of May is kind of interesting for me, because at the beginning of May, literally the first day of May, it's like an anniversary of me meeting my adopted family, so that forever changed my life. So we celebrate that. And then May 10th is my birthday, so like, you know, the beginning of May is like celebratory in those ways. And then let's see what else. Now my brother's wedding, and now his anniversary is going to be May 18th, so that's beautiful. I feel like more things are being added to May, like more things to celebrate. And then like obviously towards the end of May, I also mentioned that the way that like my May is, it's like I'm on a high at the beginning, and then like towards the end of it, I start to get sad because it's the memorial of my mom passing. So I know, like I know myself, and I know for a fact that I need to like, I need to give myself space, and I need to like not overbook around that time, just so I could feel those feels. Yes, it was, you know, years ago now that my mom passed. Actually, wow, it's gonna be, I gotta do quick math real quick. Let's see. this real quick. Let's see. I'm really doing math. Let's see. Damn, it's been 13 years. And every year I try to do something special, so I'm definitely going to carry that on. But early on in this car ride, we left LA at like 5 a.m. this morning, and I had intentions on showing my boyfriend San Francisco, but I like totally added the wrong thing in the GPS and fucked it up, so that like really messes with me. But anyways, what was I gonna say? I started like bawling because one, I was just like thinking about like how beautiful everything was, seeing my brother and everything, and I also started thinking like, damn, I wish my mom was here to see, you know, and experience, you know, seeing my brother get married, because like at the reception, and just like my cousins and I were kind of just joking about how if like my mom was at the wedding, she would have been like super micromanaging like everything, and she would be the one, like the wedding coordinator, like with the headset on with like the, you know, little microphone, and she would be like calling the shots about everything, and we were just cracking up at that because that was my mom, and she had everything like planned to like a T. So just thinking about that, you know, just really made me feel, you know, like it didn't make me feel, it made me really sad. And so I just I just had a moment, and I'm glad I had that moment, because honestly I don't know why, but I've been having a hard time crying lately. But when when those floodgates opened earlier, like it was almost hard to stop, and I'm glad I just let myself feel those feels, because it's important to feel those feels and let them pass through you, because if you hold that up and if you let it, I guess, if you bottle it all up, it's not good. So I'm glad I got to, you know, release that. And this video is almost 30 minutes, so I'm gonna wrap it up, and I want to wish everybody well, and I wish that, I know this week is going to be good. It's going to be a 4-day week for me, thank God. And I know this this next week is going to be like wonky at school, because one, it's senior skip day this next week, and then at the end of the week it's like we have something called the moving up ceremony, and it's where we like all the different grades get to move up into their new section to signify that they've made it to the next level. And then we like do like a goodbye to the seniors, and then we say bye to all the teachers who are leaving next year. And then next week is when the seniors graduate, and then the week after that is our last week. But yeah, the next 3 weeks, honestly, it's not gonna be like, nobody's gonna want to learn, and you know, it's just gonna be fun and games. So I'm looking forward to that. But I want to end this, you know, this journey, this trip off with a bang. So not with a bang, but I just wanted to document this and, you know, kind of share this beautiful journey. And the journey's only just beginning, and it was just so nice to have, you know, my brother meet my boyfriend, and, you know, see parts of my family. I have an interesting family dynamic, but honestly I feel like this year in particular, everything's like starting to come together cohesively. So it's nice to like be able to share that with someone. And yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and end it here because it's almost 30 minutes. And sometime this week I'll do another video just to, you know, catch up on lost times. But peace. I'll see ya.